Hi everybody, this is Abby with Scrappin' Abby, and I am back with another video. This is a project I wanted to share with all of you. This is a 12 by 12 layout that I just finished making. It's a photo of my husband and I. This was taken roughly 6 months before we got married. It was just kind of we were just out at the park with the family. We just had a family friend who also does photography, and so they were just taking some random photos of us. So this was one of my favorite photos of the two of us together. Normally my hair is curly, but in this picture it's straight, so it's kind of a fun picture because I don't typically have my hair looking like that, so it's kind of fun to see that one off and on. Anyway, so what I did to create this layout is the paper I used is the Prima ledger pad, and I'll show that to you guys here real quick. This is the ledger pad that I used, and I kind of wanted to use this collection because one, because I love it, but two, because I wanted to show that you could, you don't have to just use this on like tags or, a card or something like that, that you could actually use the actual ledger piece as a background for a layout, because I haven't really done that before. I've always kind of used it for matting or things like that. So, and then I also have a combination of some other products, but I'll show those or talk to you guys about those once I go through the layout. So the base of the layout is on a 12 by 12 piece of chipboard piece of chipboard, and then what I did is I just did some distressing around the edges, and I did some tearing and some inking with some walnut stained distress ink. And pardon my fingers, that's kind of still on my fingers, so I apologize if they look kind of yucky right now. And what I did is, this is a wood frame that I picked up from Michael's for $1. I did some embossing, and I used, I'll actually show you, it's the Stampendous Shabby White embossing enamel that I used on the frame. And I thought that was kind of neat. And then I just did, I'll kind of zoom in so you guys can kind of see all that detail on that frame. And then for the bird, I did the same kind of a thing, but then I used some clear embossing enamel in the center, and then I just sprinkled some purple embossing powder, which is what I used on the word together, which is also wood. And this just looks like this. It's just purple embossing powder. And I wanted to have hints of purple in this layout because that's my favorite color. It was the color of our wedding, and it's also the color of the shirt that I have on in the photo that's kind of peeking out the top here. So that's kind of why I chose the purple palette. And then when I did this, I thought this was kind of a neat thing too, is I made a little burst in the paper, like this heart is coming out. This is a wood heart. And I just used some purple distress ink on top of it in some crackle accents, and then I just inked up a piece of some vintage lace that I had and kind of made that. I thought that was kind of cool looking how it's just kind of coming up out of the page, and it's real dimensional too. You can see that. I think that's really cool. And then this little cluster of flowers, these are both Prima, and I have a little metal embellishment that I got from Hopscotch Crafts on Etsy. And kind of go around over here, and you can again see some more of the detail of that embossing. I think that looks really cool. Just a fun way to dress up a wood frame besides just using paint or, just simply inking on it. And then, and that's my husband, that's Steve. And Mr. Scrappin' Abby, I call him. And that's me, of course. And this little cluster here, this is just a piece of cardboard that I had. Trying to hold it in the light so you can see. My window's behind me, so I apologize, you guys. This is a piece of cardboard. I just kind of ripped it, corrugated cardboard off a box I got from work, add a little bit of craft paint, and I made this little flower cluster right here. This is from Mona Me Gabby, as well as the one with the feather. And then back here is Prima. This is Prima. The leaves are Prima. And then this is a Prima flower here. And this is just a large flat back pearl from Mona Me Gabby, as well as this purple and white trim that's also from Mona Me Gabby. And I just thought that was just a really cool little flower cluster, kind of accents, I think, with the rest of the layout pretty good. And I'll lay it down so you can kind of get a full shot. And sorry for the glare from my light up above. And then down here in the bottom, I just tucked a little bit of this really sweet lace from Lavish Laces, another Etsy store. I thought that was just kind of a sweet little touch to add to the bottom. And then there's some more distressing down here. And then on the corner, I curled up a piece of that ledger paper. And then what's peeking out down here is another piece of the ledger paper. Just what I did is from one of the collections, one of the sheets in there. Actually, let me grab it and show you guys. I think I have it handy. It's from one of the, inside here, this is all 12 by 12, of course. It's off of one of the sheets that come, there's like 4. And so this is the other half. So it's like 1, 2, and then there's 2 more pieces up top. There was just like a watermark image that I cut out because I liked how that looked, and I thought it would be kind of a neat little element to have tucking out the corner of the layout. And then over here, just some more distressing, and you can kind of see some of the white edge of the paper kind of just tucked on the side there, just kind of inked a little bit. And then what I have here is this really pretty pleated ribbon. I don't even remember where I got this, but I thought that was just kind of a neat little look as well on the edge of the layout. And then that's just this really lovely text that's in the ledger paper cardstock already. So again, I'll kind of show you guys a little bit closer here. This is the wood frame with the photo of my husband and I, and a word sentiment says together. And then there's a little bird, which I kind of raised off the frame with an adhesive dot. I thought that was really cool. I'm not sure if the camera's catching that clear shimmer of that clear embossing. Oh, there, I got it a little bit. And then there's my little flower cluster with the metal leaf right there, a little Prima collection. And then this is just the heart that's kind of bursting out of the page. Some lace at the bottom, and then the final flower cluster. I really love this, and I'll show you guys, I'll tip this up so you can see all the dimension on this. I love that. That's one of my favorite things about the paper crafting is all the textures and the different layering, and then I love the dimension of this. I think that is so neat. So obviously with the intention of putting this in a shadow box is why I created this. I mean, look how cool that is. You can see that ledger paper and the heart just kind of bursting out of there. I think that's just really neat. There's the bottom part, so it looks really cool. So obviously, I wouldn't put this in an album because of all that dimension, but this is going to go in my shadow box. I'm going to hang it in my wall in my home. So thanks for checking out another Scrap and Abby video. I'll have a blog post up with this layout, and I'll list all of the items that I used for this project. And this was a lot of fun to make. I love making layouts in addition to all the minis and all the altered projects that I create as well. So this is just another platform of that kind of crafting for me. So I really enjoy that. And it was about time that I made something that actually had a picture of myself in it. I'm always making things for other people, and you know, just things with projects with my kids and my husband, which is my first love, of course, my family. But it's kind of nice to have something with my picture in it too. So anyway, so thanks for checking out another video, and I will see you guys next time. Happy crafting!